Hello students, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to teach you comparative statement. This topic is available in class 12 accountancy. So you should know this is a very simple chapter, and it comes for near about 4 to 6 marks depending on the board. In CBSE, in NBSE, in various other boards, it comes according to their particular marking system. So anyways, it's a very simple chapter. It won't take much time for you to understand. First of all, know that comparative statement is divided into two groups. First is profit and loss, and the second one is balance sheet. So both are different. They have their different way of presenting in the format. Okay, so first of all we'll learn about profit and loss. Now, comparative statement of profit and loss. Here you can see I have made the format of profit and loss. So the format is like this: particulars and then 4 columns. Particular column will be there and then 4 different columns. Okay, now first of all this particular and these 2 columns. Okay, here you have to mention the year. This year will be given the question. Let me tell you one thing: comparative statement is prepared to compare the data of a company for 2 years, maybe this year and the previous year. 2 consecutive years data will be taken and then it will be compared. That's why the name is given comparative statement. Okay, if you have to find out the difference in profit and loss in 2 years, you'll be using comparative statement of profit and loss, or you can say comparative income statement. And if you have to find out the difference in assets and liabilities in the last 2 years, you'll be using balance sheet. Okay, so let us start the income statement, which is also called as profit and loss. Now here particulars you will write, and these 2 column will be the year which is given the question. It can be 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Accordingly in the question it will be mentioned. Now this column absolute change, it means the difference of these 2. Okay, so basically what you will see, for example, if you write here 1 lakh and write here 2 lakhs, so the difference of these 2 is what? 1 lakh rupees, right? So that is what is going to come here in absolute change. Absolute change is a column which is obtained by subtracting these 2 years amount. Okay, whatever differences you have in these 2 years amount, it will come here. And then the percentage, I will talk about the percentage, how to find out when I will do the practical solution. Then it will be easy for you to understand there. Clear? Now come to the format. What you will write here? First of all, you see, according to the format of income statement or profit and loss, the first thing to write here is revenue from operation, which is also called as sale. You will find this in the question very easily. It will be given there clearly. Then second is other income. That also it will mention the question. If it is mentioned, you will write. If it is not mentioned, you will just leave blank. Clear? So you have only 2 items for income. Number 1, revenue from operation, which is called sales, and other income. Other income means any kind of income that is mentioned in the question. You can get this data available from the question very easily. Nothing to worry about that. Okay, then whatever data you obtain, you will add up these 2, you will get what? Total revenue. So income part is finished. Now we'll come to the expenditure part. In expenditure part, you have to remember some heads. Cost of material consumed, it will be given the question. Employee benefit expenses, that also will be given the question. Finance cost, depreciation expenses. So after adding up this expenditure, you will write here total expenses here. Clear? So what you will do, first of all, I will just give a revision of that. First of all, you will find out the total revenue, which is called total income, and then you will find out total expenses, which you will write here. Now income and expenditure, if you subtract these 2, you will get profit or loss. Okay, just for an example, you got profit, you will write here profit before tax. Now why I have used the word before tax? Because if you have tax, you have to find out the profit before tax, then from this amount whatever you get, you will deduct the tax amount. But if in the question tax is not given, so you can just finish your answer here, profit for the year. Clear? But as of for now in the format, I have to show you the entire thing. So I'm showing you here profit before tax, then you will deduct the tax amount, then the answer which we get will be called as profit after tax or profit for the year. So that is this is the format of income statement. I will repeat once more. First part is your income part, where you will have only 2 entries: revenue from operation and other income. Okay, and revenue from operation is also called as what? Sales. Then in expenditure part you will have cost of material consumed, employee benefit expenses, finance cost, depreciation and other expenses. कोई भी अगर खर्चा हुआ इसको यहाँ पे डालना है, ठीक है. So after adding up all this you will get your total expenses. Clear? Now from income you will subtract the expenditure, you will get your profit before tax. Now from this profit you will deduct the tax amount, and then the last answer that you get will be called as profit after tax, or you can say profit for the year. So that's how you will be solving your comparative income statement. So we'll be solving this first sum. Okay, this particular sum is useful for class 12 students of any board. Okay, it can be any board throughout the country, CBSE, NBSE, then Assam Higher Secondary Council or any other board. So these sums are very useful for you. I hope it will be helpful for you in your upcoming examination. Okay, anyways, let us start the explanation of this solution. Now you see, from the following information prepare comparative statement of profit and loss. So whenever you get the word profit and loss, that means you have to find out the income statement. Now when you have to find out the income statement, remember that there are only two things which can be recorded in income statement. One is income, other one is expenditure. Okay, you will not include assets or liabilities, only income and expenditure. So now here are the details mentioned in the question. We will be using these details in the format and then we will solve the solution. So you see, as I told you in the explanation of the format, that you will have 2 years amount given the question. Here you see 31st March 2014 and 31st March 2015. They have given 2 years amount. So using this 2 years amount, we have to find out the comparative statement of profit and loss. Okay, again I'll repeat once more. Why do we prepare comparative statement? We prepare comparative statement to find out the difference between the various items of a company during the last 2 years, whether they increased or decreased. Okay, so we compare the 2 years item. So that's what we will do here. And first of all, we'll make the format. Okay, now let's make the format first. So dear students, first of all make this format: comparative statement of profit and loss. Particulars, I have given you A 2014 because as per the question that we are solving, there you have 2014 first and then 2015. So I have mentioned both the year. Write B and C because it will be easy for you to solve them. Then this is absolute change and this is proportionate change. Okay, so it is the format of comparative statement of profit and loss. Now let us start the solution. So here you can see, first of all, the first entry is revenue from operation. So I wrote here number 1, revenue from operation, and the amount are 3 lakhs and 2,40,000. So 3 lakh and 2,40,000. Now this is absolute change. Now try to understand this one very easily. This and this, they are the 2 years amount. So first of all, find out the difference. The difference of these two is 60,000. I wrote here 60,000. Clear? Now why I have used bracket here? There is a big reason behind that. Now because of, if you don't understand this point carefully, you might make mistake in putting brackets. Now what happened, you see, in the previous year, let us consider this as 2015 and previous year as 2014. Now if this year, the previous year the amount was 3 lakh and current year the sale value is 2,40,000. So it decreased, right? It didn't increase, it decreased. So if the value is decreasing, put bracket on that. Clear? Am I clear to you? If the value is decreasing, the amount whatever you write here as absolute change will be inside a bracket. Now see the next one. According to the format, next is other income. You see in the question is given here other income. The amounts are 12,000 and 6,000. So that's why we wrote here 12,000 and 6,000. Here the difference is 6,000, no doubt, because the difference of these two is 6,000. And here you see I have put bracket. The reason is it was 12,000 previous year, now it became 6,000, so it decreased, isn't it? So the amount will be in bracket. Clear? This will solve at last. So now revenue from operation is done. You can see here in the question, revenue from operation is done, other income is done. So income part is over. So now what you will do is you will do the total of these two. Mind it, don't do the total of these two. Absolute change को total मत करना. Never do the totaling of absolute change. These values you will find out depending on every line which you get here. Okay. Now that means, for example, total will do of these two, this and this, right? But don't do total of these two. You can make a mistake. इसको कभी भी total करके मत निकालना. This absolute change will come depending on what you get in these two columns. Okay, now I'll show you the total. So here you can see, If you add these two, you will get 3,12,000. If you add these two, you will get 2,46,000. Now don't do the total of these two like that. Okay, always try to find out the amount of absolute change depending on these two amount only. So see, difference of these two we wrote here, difference of these two we wrote here. Now we got these two amount, find out the difference of these two. Difference is 66,000. Now the point is why I put bracket here. Same rule, you see the amount previous year is bigger and the current year is less, right? So value of the total decreased, it didn't increase. If it increased, we will not put bracket. Since it decreased, we will put the amount in the bracket column. Okay, I hope you understood why I have put bracket here. I will repeat this point once more. This is previous year, this is current year. You see the difference amount we wrote here 60,000, no doubt, but what happened, the value decreased, it didn't increase. Kamti हुआ ना ये, तो if it is decreasing, the amount will be in bracket. That's why the bracket came here, that's why the bracket came here, and even the bracket came here because the total amount also decreased. Okay, now income part is finished. Now we will solve the expense part. Now you see in expenditure part, first of all we will record cost of material consumed, then employee benefit expenses, then other expenses. This tax will be used afterwards. So first of all we will record these three: cost of material consumed, employee benefit expenses, and other expenses. Okay, so now here you can see first of all is cost of material consumed 1,80,000 and 1,20,000. I wrote here cost of material consumed 1,80,000 and 1,20,000. Okay, now difference is 60,000 because difference of these two is 60,000, right? But here again I have put the amount in bracket. The reason is, you see, it is previous year is 1,80,000 and current year is 1,20,000, so the value decreased. That's why I have put here minus sign. With if you put bracket, it automatically means it's a minus amount. Okay, then here you see the employee benefit expenses. Take a look here. Employee benefit expenses is given here 36,000 and 24,000. Then other expenses 24,000, 18,000. I wrote those amount accordingly here. Employee benefit expenses 3624, difference amount is 12,000. It will be in bracket because the value decreased. Okay, decreased हुआ है ना. Then last one is other expenses. Other expenses 24,000, 18,000. Difference amount is 6,000. Here also I put bracket because the value decreased. Okay, now after that you will total up this 3 and this 3. After adding this 3 you will get 2,40,000. After adding this 3 you will get 1,62,000. Clear? Now difference of these two is 78,000. Here also bracket because the value decreased. Okay, again I'm telling you students, don't get confused if the value is decreasing. देखो, this is previous year, this is current year. If the value decreased, then the amount will be in bracket. If the value increased, the amount will be in plus. Okay, now what you will do is, this is our income, this is our expenditure. So from income, if you subtract your expenditure, you will get profit. But since we have tax here, see the question, you have tax here, isn't it? So whatever answer you get here now will be called profit after before tax, then we'll deduct tax, and then we'll find out the profit after tax. Okay, so now take a look. This is our total revenue, means income. This is our total expenditure. So here before tax, what you can write is, it's like 3 minus 4. That means total revenue minus total expenses. So if you subtract 3,12,000 from 2,40,000, you will get how much? 72,000. Similarly, if you subtract 2,40,000 and 1,62,000, you will get how much? 84,000. So you will get 72,000 and 84,000, which will be called as profit before tax. Now you see the difference of these two is 12,000. I wrote here, but here I have not put bracket. The reason is, you see, it is 72,000 previous year, current year 84,000. So basically it increased, right? The value increased, so that's why we don't need to put in bracket. Clear? Now less tax. Now this tax amount you can find out from the question. Okay, I will just show you here once. You see, tax rate, what is given here? 30%, and here also 30%. So this 30% and 30% will find out from this profit before tax. You see, profit before tax is 72,000 and here is 84,000. So you will find 30% of this. 30% of 72,000 is 21,600. 30% of 84,000 is 25,200. Okay, so difference of these two is 3,600. Now here also the amount increased. You see, previous year was 21,600 and current year is 28,200, so it increased. So if it increased, we will not put bracket. Clear? Now from this 72,000 subtract this amount, you will get this 50,400. From 84,000 subtract this amount, you will get 58,800. Clear? This amount will be called as profit after tax, and this is our required answer. Now in order to find absolute change, same process. From difference of these two is 8,400. Now you see it is 50,400, it is 58,800, right? So it increased, the value increased. If it decreased, we will put bracket, but if it's increasing, we will not put bracket. That's why I have not put in bracket here. Am I clear? So our sum is over. Okay, but now I will show you how to find out this percentage. Now take a look very carefully, you will understand. It's very simple. Whatever amount you got in absolute change, the formula is absolute change divided by previous year into 100. Okay, I will just show here. So here's the formula. You see, the formula is absolute change divided by previous year into 100. So in this way you are going to find out the percentage. I will just show you here once. You see, absolute change 60,000 is absolute change divided by previous year is 3 lakh into 100. If you do that, you will get 20%. Okay, now if absolute change is in bracket, the percentage also will be in bracket. Okay, so don't forget that. So you see, I have put here bracket everywhere because absolute change is also in bracket, so the percentage amount also will be in bracket. But here I have not put bracket in these last three because the absolute change is not having bracket. Now I'll repeat the point once more, how to find out this. First of all, 60,000 divided by 3 lakh into 100. If you do, you will get 20%. 6,000 divided by 12,000 into 100, you will get 50. 66,000 divided by 3 lakh 12,000 into 100, you will get 21.15. Then 60,000 divided by 1 lakh 80,000 into 100, you will get 33.33. Then 12,000 divided by 36,000 into 100, you will get 33.33. 6,000 divided by 24,000 into 100, you will get 25. Then 78,000 divided by 24,000 into 100, you will get 32.50. In all this I put bracket because absolute change is also in bracket. Now here you see 12,000 divided by 72,000 into 100, I got here 16.67, no bracket because absolute change is also not having bracket. Then 3,600 divided by 21,600 into 100, you will get 16.67. Then 8,400 divided by 50,400 into 100, you will get 16.67. So basically the formula that we are using for percentage is this. Okay, absolute change divided by previous year into 100. Okay, I hope you understood this sum.